And on the eve of his hearing, his first cousin, President Kennedy's daughter, Ambassador Caroline Kennedy, issued a video excoriating his lack of medical background or management experience while also calling him a predator.
I've known Bobby my whole life. We grew up together. It's no surprise that he keeps birds of prey as pets, because Bobby himself is a predator.
Joining us now, NBC's Vaughn Hilliard on Capitol Hill, NBC's Brandy Zadrozny, as well, our investigative reporter, Dr. Kavita Patel, physician and former policy advisor to President Obama, and Dr. Paul Offit, director of the Vaccine Education Center at the Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. He's also the co-inventor of a rotavirus vaccine. So, Vaughn, first to you. You interviewed RFK Jr. In the past. He has indeed flip-flopped, changed his positions on vaccines and on abortion. At this hearing, what stood out to you?
Right. I think that is where you saw some of these Democratic senators, particularly Ron Wyden, Michael Bennet, and Maggie Hassan, try to implicate effectively Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s level of trust on this committee. And it was Ron Wyden that specifically asked him, are we to trust that you are telling the truth now under oath in front of Congress, or were you telling the truth on those podcasts over the last several years? Because they run counter and contradictory to one another. It was the day after the election when I talked to him. He was down in Palm Beach there going through the transition process right before he was nominated. And the words that he spoke then were very much what he echoed here, and that the articulation that vaccines are safe. And that is where you saw several of these Democratic members go to his past comments, in which he was very explicit in saying there are no vaccines on the market that are safe and effective. That's what he had said at one time. That runs counter to what he's articulating in front of this committee today. But it was notable what Democrats chose, in particular Michael Bennet and Maggie Hassan, what they chose to draw out of their effort to suggest to the other members on the committee that he should not be trusted. And it was on reproductive rights. And his past comments as late as 2023, in which he is very explicit in saying that women should be granted bodily autonomy and that reproductive rights are important. And that it runs in stark contrast to his position today, in which he said that he would defend President Trump's position that limits and restricts women's reproductive rights. Take a listen to one of those exchanges with New Hampshire Senator Maggie Hassan.
When was it that you decided to sell out the values you've had your whole life in order to be given power by President Trump?
Senator, I agree with President Trump that every abortion is a tragedy, that we can't be a moral authority in this country.
Right.
And this is where it comes down to the reality that Republican senators have not staked out positions at this point in time, Andrea, on how they intend to vote. Democrats believe that they have an opening to try to open up the door to Republican members being able to reject Kennedy, not because of his past controversies or conspiracy theories, but on the premise that they cannot trust his positions that he is making and claiming today in front of them in order to be confirmed.
And Dr. Patel, as a practicing physician, there are some 15,000 physicians, and Nobel laureates included, who have come out against this nomination. What stood out to you? What concerns you?
I think three themes. Number one, there's a lot of areas that RFK kind of has, like making America healthy again, food, kind of talking about the drug supply, but then there are a lot of gaps in his knowledge. He confused Medicare, Medicaid, huge programs that he would be overseeing, essentially, as well as some of the nuances about those healthcare aspects. So I think that, along with just kind of, it took about 20 senators in to talk about equity, inclusion, and grants as well, also big programs that are under fire.